Hi, welcome to the next video on how to predict the structures of the compounds part 3. So here I will be telling you the tips and tricks on how to predict the structures of various compounds using some of the small shortcuts. You can easily predict the structures. So in my previous video I have shown how to draw the structures for the oxyacids of the p block elements. So today we will continue with that same oxyacids of the p block elements, namely we will start with the oxyacids of phosphorus. Okay, so let's go into that. So now you know that the structure of phosphoric acid, you know this, and this is called as orthophosphoric acid. So this is called as orthophosphoric acid. Now you add one extra O, it will become H3PO5. So we call this as per. Whenever you add one extra oxygen atom, we call that as per, that is per phosphoric acid. If you add to sulfuric acid, it will be called as per sulfuric acid. Okay, so per means one O extra. Now if you remove one O, you will have H3PO3. So this will be us acid. Now we call this as ic acid, that is phosphoric acid. Now this will be called as phosphorus acid. If you remove one O from sulfuric acid, we call that as sulfurous acid. If you remove one O from nitric acid, we call that as nitrous acid. I will just mention it here. So we have this HNO3, this will be called as nitric acid, and HNO2 we call that nitrous acid. Similarly, H2SO4 we call this as sulfuric acid, and H2SO3 will be sulfurous acid. So this is what you have to remember the names, because once you know the names, then you will be able to predict the formula of the compound and hence the structure of the compound. So now if you remove one O, you get phosphorus acid. Now if you remove one more O, you will have H3PO2. This will be called as hypophos, that is hypophosphorus acid. You remove one O, you take phosphoric acid, orthophosphoric acid, ic acid. You remove one O, you call that as phosphorus acid. You remove one more O from this, we call that as hypophosphorus acid. Okay, that's how you have to remember the name. Now whenever if you heat this sulfuric acid, whenever you heat any compound, if the compound contains hydrogen and oxygen, then water molecule will be removed from that. So you will remove water molecule from that. So this will become, if you remove H2O, then it will become HPO3. This will be called as metaphosphoric acid. Actually this will exist as a trimer. We will see the structure later. This will exist as a trimer. Now if you take 2 times of this, so that will be 2 times means that will be H6P2O8, 2 times of this, and if you remove water, remember this is all tips and tricks that I am showing it to you. These are not rules. Okay, so don't take this as rules. This is just to remember the formula of the compounds and therefore the structure. We will see the structure later. Now we will see the formula of this compound. So if you remove water molecule from this, so if you remove water, this will become H4P2, one O will be removed, so this will be O7. So now you call this as pyrophosphoric acid. Since it is coming from ic acid, we call this as pyro. Pyro means heat. Pyrophosphoric acid. Okay. Now if you add one more O to this, it will become H4P2O8. So this will be called as per pyrophosphoric acid. Per pyro. Why I am writing only the prefix and suffix is because this rule applies to all the compounds, all the oxyacids. If you take 2 times of this and you remove water, you will have this type of naming. Similarly, if you remove one more O from this compound, you will have H4P2O6. So this will be called as pyrophos acid. As I told you here, you have, if you remove one O from the ic acid, it will become us acid. So here also you have pyroic acid, so you will have pyrous acid. Okay. So, this is how you remember the formula of the oxyacids of phosphoric acid. Easy? I think you will be easy to remember this. Now, this is the first thing that you need to know, that is name of the oxyacids and the formula of the oxyacids. Now let us see the oxidation number of all these in this compound. So, in this, if you see, I suppose you know how to find out the oxidation number. If you are not very familiar with that, I have put one more video on how to calculate the oxidation number. You can watch that video and come back to this and find out here. Okay. So, in this, if you see, this is -8 plus 3 plus 5. Similarly, this will be -10 plus 3 plus 7. Okay. Now, this will be -14 plus 4 plus 10 plus 10. So, this will be -16 plus 4 plus 12 plus 12. So, you have 2 phosphorus, therefore, this will become plus 6. So, here you have 2 phosphorus, therefore, this will become plus 5. Similarly, this will be -12 plus 4 plus 8. 2 phosphorus is there, so this will be plus 4. Okay. Similarly, this will be -6 plus 3 plus 3. So, this will be -4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. And this will be -6 plus 1 plus 5. So, you know that phosphorus belongs to group 15, N-PO-As and B, N-PO-As and B, remember N-PO-As and B, N is Sb, antimony, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Therefore, the atomic number is 725. So, the valence electron for all the elements in group 15 is 5 electrons, which means all the elements can have a highest oxidation state of plus 5 in any compound. Now, if you look at this compound, oxygen, the phosphorus has got plus 7. So, this cannot have plus 7. This is not possible. Therefore, whenever the oxidation number is not correct, if it comes in fraction or if it comes with higher the value of than the number of valence electron, you have to draw the structure of the compound, then you will get the correct value. Similarly, if you see here, if this is plus 6, so you will have only plus 5 as the maximum oxidation state for this. Plus 5 will be the maximum oxidation state. So, here this is plus 6. So, this is also not possible. This is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. Now, before going into the structures of these compounds, let us see the properties of these compounds. Now, if you look at this plus 5, now this plus 5, this compound has, this phosphorus has lost all the 5 electrons from its valence shell. That means it cannot lose any more electrons. Therefore, it can only gain electrons. So, when it gain electrons, it is reduction. Reduction is gaining electrons. So, this can only undergo reduction. Why? As I told you, because phosphorus is plus 5 oxidation state and the total valence electron of phosphorus is plus 5, and since the phosphorus has lost all the 5 electrons, it cannot lose any more electrons. Therefore, it can only gain electrons. That means H3PO4 can undergo only reduction, which means it will act as a oxidizing agent. It will act as an oxidizing agent. Okay. Now, you can apply the same logic to these compounds. So, how do you do that? Now, here this is plus 3. From plus 3, if you have plus 3 as the oxidation state, that means it can either go to plus 5 or it can come down to plus 1. So, which means it can undergo, it can lose electrons, oxidation is losing electron, reduction is gaining electron, which means this can either can behave like a reducing agent or it can behave like an oxidizing agent. So, those which undergoes oxidation will be called as reducing agent. Those which undergoes reduction will be acting as oxidizing agent by default rule. This you know it already. This is a basic. Therefore, phosphorus acid can act as both reducing agent and oxidizing agent, whereas phosphoric acid can act only as oxidizing agent. Now, if you look at this H3PO2, that is here the phosphorus is in plus 1 oxidation state. That means it cannot lose this electron to become P0. This is not possible. Generally, this is not possible. Okay. That means it can, that is gaining electrons. This cannot undergo reduction. This cannot undergo reduction to become 0. to become 0. No, it does not happen, because it means that breaking of phosphorus from the original compound, disintegration of the oxyacid to become hydrogen separately, oxygen separately, phosphorus separately, that does not really happen. Therefore, P0 will not come. Therefore, it can go to either +3 or +5. That means it can lose electrons. P+1 can undergo oxidation, that is, oxidation is losing electron. It can undergo oxidation to become either +3 or +5. That means if it can undergo oxidation, it will behave like a reducing agent. So, this will be a very good reducing agent. This is a very good reducing agent. Very good reducing agent. Why? Because it can only undergo oxidation, and this is a very good oxidizing agent. Why? Because it can only undergo reduction. This can act as both oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. Now, we will come to this. So, here if you see again +5 means it can act as oxidizing agent. Now, this is +4. Again, as I told you, +4 means it can go to either +5 or it can come down to +3 or +1, which means this can act as both OA and RA. This can act as only OA. This can act as both OA and RA, and this can act as only OA. Okay. Now, we will see about these two compounds. So, what we have to look at the structure I told you. Now, as I told you, what did I do? You can watch my previous video. For all the oxyacids of group P block elements, what you have to do is take the central atom, put 4 bonds. Take the central atom, put 4 bonds simply, whether it is sulfur or phosphorus or chlorine or bromine or iodine or whatever the oxyacids of any group. Take the central atom, put 4 bonds. Then you put the number of O. So, 5O is there, we have put 4O. So, you cannot put 5O here, 5th O here you cannot put. Why? Because phosphorus will have 5 electrons, so it can have 5 bonds, but each oxygen should have 2 bonds. Each oxygen should have 2 bonds. Here you see there are only 3 hydrogen. So, if you put 3 hydrogen here, then these 2 oxygen, if you put 2 more bonds here, phosphorus will have more bonds. So, it will become an expanded octet. Okay? Therefore, this will not come here. This will not come here. So, we will put this H here. Now, where will we put the 5th O? 5th O has to be put here. Therefore, you will put H here. Now, you see now phosphorus should have 5 bonds, there are only 4 bonds, so you put a 5th bond here, because phosphorus has got 5 valence electron, therefore, it can have 5 bonds, so 5 bonds are there. Now we have to do the oxidation number separately. We will write it like this, So, this is -2, this will become +2. This is -2 +1 +1, -2 +1 +1. So, this is +1 -1. So, this will be -1 +1. Remember, in peroxy linkage, oxygen will have oxidation state of -1, but in normal conditions, oxygen will have -2 as the oxidation state. In peroxy, you will always have -1 as the oxidation state. Now you see the total valence, total oxidation number, this is +5. Therefore, oxidation state of phosphorus in per phosphoric acid is not 7, but it is +5. So, you may get a question in the entrance exam. Oxidation number of phosphorus in H3PO5 is 3579 or 357, none of the above. So, you have to put only +5, it cannot be +7. So, you have to find out the structure like this. So, you will have a peroxy linkage. Now, we will take the next compound in which the number is more, that is per pyrophosphoric acid. So, here you have 2 phosphorus. So, you put 2 phosphorus, and as I told you, put 4 bonds, put 4 bonds as usual. Now, you have 8O. So, first you put 3O, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will see where we put the next 2O. Now, we have 4H. So you can put 2H on this side, 2H on this side. You can do it. It's so far no problem. And phosphorus can have 5 bonds. So you take the 5th bond will be here, 5th bond will be here. Now you have 2 more O's to be accommodated. So where will we put 2 O? Remember, each O should have 2 bonds. Therefore, you have to put a bond like this. You have to put a bond like this. So this is how you identify the. Now if you look at the oxidation number, minus 2 plus 2, minus 2 plus 1 plus 1, minus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Remember, see, oxygen is minus 2. It has got 2 atoms, this side 1 atom, that side 1 atom. So this will become plus 1, this will become plus 1. Similarly, this will have minus 2. So this will become plus 1, this will become plus 1. And as I told you, peroxy linkage will have minus 1, this will have minus 1. So you will have plus 1. So this is minus 1, this will be plus 1, minus 2, plus 2, minus 2, this will be plus 1, plus 1, minus 2, plus 1, plus 1. So each phosphorus will have plus 5. This will also have, you can see, plus 5. So the oxidation number of phosphorus in pyrophosphoric acid is also plus 5 and not plus 6. So you may get a question on this. The oxidation number of phosphorus in pyrophosphoric acid is 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have to choose plus 5 only. It cannot be plus 6. So you can see that this is also plus 5. So I think you have understood how to find out the name of the acid, ic acid, us acid, hypo-us acid, and this will be pyro-us acid, pyroic acid, per-pyro acid. Okay. So this is how you remember the formula of oxyacids of phosphorus, their oxidation number, and how do you find out whether it is an oxidizing agent or reducing agent. Now you can also confirm this as oxidizing agent and reducing agent by looking at the structure of the compound. I will show you how the structure. Now if you take the H3PO2, H3PO2. So as I told you, P you put 4 bonds. You put 4 bonds. Now you have 2 O and 3 hydrogen is there. So you put 2 hydrogen and 1 hydrogen here. And phosphorus will have 5 valence electrons. So there will be 5 bonds. So you put 1 more bond here. Now you can see there are 2 pH bonds. 2 pH bonds. Now if you take this compound H3PO3, phosphorus acid, H3PO3. So this will have phosphorus 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 O is there, 1, 2, 3. 3 H is there, you put 1, 2, 3. Phosphorus will have 5 valence electrons, so it will have 5 bonds, so you put 1 more bond here. Now here if you see there is only 1 pH bond. 1 pH bond. So if you take phosphoric acid H3PO4, if you take phosphoric acid H3PO4, again you take phosphorus 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 4 O. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 H is there. H, H, H. Phosphorus will have 5 valence electrons, so it will have 5 bonds, so it will be the successor. There is no pH bond here. There is no pH bond. So when the pH bond is high, this can break down to give H plus, to give hydrogen for reduction purpose. Therefore, this will be very good reducing agent. Very good reducing agent. Here there is only 1 pH bond. So here you will have 2 hydrogen coming out. Here there will be only 1 hydrogen coming out. So this will be a lesser reducing agent when compared to H3PO2. And this contains no pH bond. Therefore, this will not behave like a reducing agent, but it will behave like a oxidizing agent. Okay. I hope you have understood this oxyacids of phosphorus. I will stop here. I have given you the online test on this in the description below. So you can take the test. You can also take the notes for this from the description below. If you like the video, share it with your friends.